Ave Talks. This is a spin-off podcast to my web series Tiffany Ave Takes, and it's a bit self-explanatory. But on Tiffany Ave Talks, I will talk with guests, and they'll typically be creators of various sorts. And today, I am delighted to have at Goldie Burna join me for the first episode. At this time, I'm going to give you the floor and have you introduce yourself and tell the audience a little bit about what you do.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? And appreciate that wonderful introduction, Tiffany. It's a pleasure to be on the show. But as you said, my name's Goldie Bernafino. That's my Instagram handle. Government Taurine Stokes, but all my homies and my friends call me T Burner. So feel free to call me either if you run into me or seeing my content or anything like that.
Thank you for that. And so we're going to start off just talking a little bit about content and how we create. So, do you want to kind of just give a summary of what you do on your channel?
Certainly. As far as social media, Instagram, basically, I do a lot of reenactments of a lot of popular films or popular scenes from films or television shows. We either reenact them live with our own voices, as far as rewriting the scripts and kind of adapting them to our content life, or we'll just reenact the scenes with like a modern or new twist. Of course, with our own faces, but using the sounds from the original movies. Outside of that, I also act. So, just trying to find any type of auditions or any type of casting calls that I can get my hands on, to advance my career in that fashion. Also trying to break into getting into other areas as far as like Facebook and things like that, like YouTube shorts and things like that, and breaking into YouTube. Um, Recently released a original created a web series. It's kind of a spinoff of Snowfall. Some of me and my content friends, vibing with Kels. Make sure you guys follow him as well. Um, it's a spinoff of Snowfall, what we call Real Fall, and we kind of got us into the era of making our own original content without voiceovers and things of that nature. So, started out small, but just posting little funny videos, and now it's grown into a whole career.
Can you talk about, I guess, the transition from the reenactment to doing like the original content? Like, is the process any different? Like, how do you view that? What's your take on that?
The process is extremely different. That's a great question, by the way, because speaking from, I guess, my personal experience with just from me starting, like, I officially started posting content, you could say probably a year ago around this time or so. Just, somewhat taking it serious and getting a lot of traction and a lot of people, paying attention to the stuff that I post, whether it's silly, serious, or whatnot, So
Mm-hmm.
that's when I realized like I kind of have not necessarily a responsibility, but it's people that kind of depend on me to, put something out there to either get them through their day, make them laugh, or make them, think about something in a different fashion, or, just to see me chase my dream, which is what
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the support comes from with my friends that also help me create. But transitioning from, just making different types of content, I would say the internet itself, and this is gonna sound weird, but I'm not particularly an internet guy, but
Mm-hmm.
it's a great tool to, get your talents out there, get the exposure you need, and most importantly, networking. You meet a
Yeah.
huge amount of people, that are like-minded, and especially in our age group and our generation. Um, I feel like a lot of our parents, I'm a 90s baby, not trying to throw my age out here,
Same.
but yeah, I feel like a lot of our parents still kind of look at the internet era as like, kind of silly or it's not a real way to make money, but in a
Mm.
sense it is. So to be able to adopt the attitude to take it serious and, transfer it to something what would be considered traditional content creating, like
Yeah.
film writing or television writing or something like that. And it's a huge jump and it takes a huge leap of confidence, I believe, and a huge leap of faith. So I just keep God first and keep some good people around me to keep shooting with, like yourself, and just go up from there.
In my head, like I refer to you as like the realist, like the play on words, because in my head you're like the king of reels. Like you're always putting out content, making a post, so consistent with like your output, and it's admirable. And so can you just talk about like work ethic and where that stems from and why it's important?
I think about where the content comes from, like the situations. Like a lot of my content is based on real situations, real stories from either my experiences or my close friends. So, I
Mhm.
keep them in mind, especially my family. It's just always want to get in a position to create generational wealth and, live that life that we see, everybody else living. Well, not necessarily everybody else, but we always want to
Right.
elevate and motivate, get to a better standard of living. And I feel like this is my way to do that and also chase a dream that I, personally wanted to get into as far as acting.
What is your take on like when you post something and it may not do the numbers that you expect? How do you react to a low performing
I
content?
don't care if 10 people or 10 million people watch it.
Mhm.
5 can't fit in my house, so I'm good for any type of views I can get, and I'm appreciative of all the traction and the attention that I can get. Because the fact that, we gotta deal with stuff like shadow banning and, your content might be not catch an algorithm or stuff like that, that lets me know that people are actually tapping in, to actually come see my content. So, the numbers
Yeah.
that are there are consistent, to my liking because I don't talk to 100 people every day. I don't talk to 50. I don't talk to 50 people every day. So, more power to people that have to do that. But yeah, like I'm appreciative of any and everybody.
I love that answer. It's a sound actually, like on TikTok or something, and they're like, "Oh well," because people are sometimes kind of critical. Like if you have 10 or 30, or if you're under 100, I guess, like with views and likes and things like that, and they're like, "Well, if 30 people walked in the room or if 50 people walked in the room, you would be overwhelmed."
Okay.
So,
Would you be able to reciprocate that same behavior with a live audience? And people can't make that transition. So,
mhm.
yeah, nah, you're absolutely right.
So we worked on a couple skits together.
Yeah.
Shy Brother,
Mhm.
from Five Heartbeats. The crazy thing about Shy Brother, though, when we went to shoot that, I had never seen the movie, so it was the kind of like learning in the moment
Mhm.
type of thing. So just talk about that experience. I guess us working together. What was your take from that?
I've probably been waiting to do that my whole life, Tiffany, to be honest. We used to listen. The Five Heartbeats is like one of my favorite movies, hands down. Like it was like
Mhm.
one of the only movies we had on VHS. Like me and
Mhm.
my cousins, we would throw it on. Everybody would pick who they was gonna be. Of course, I'm Mr. JT Matthews. You understand me, the ladies' man. But
Mhm.
yeah, and it was also another funny tie to that story. So my mom has 5 brothers and it
Mhm.
was Five Heartbeats. And I was so young at the time, I hadn't seen my uncles in like a while, because we had moved like away from everybody for a little bit. And I
Mhm.
would pop that movie in, and I would think it was my uncles. And so I'm sitting here thinking, I'm pointing at the TV, Mama, that's my Uncle Reggie, that's my Uncle Davey. Da, 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 da. She like, boy, them is not your uncles, them is the Five Heartbeats, them is actors, boy. You need to stop. So yeah, I just
Mhm.
that movie been near and dear to my heart my whole life. So yeah, I was that night when we was finally able to set it up and do that scene because that is one of my favorite scenes, and of course Leon is one of my favorite actors. So when he tapped
Mhm.
in and showed love on the post, that did so much for me, like for
Aw.
real, like that. Yeah, that's when my chest started to poke out a little bit. And then of course when you came through, with the energy that you had and the willingness to do it, and then like you said, you hadn't even seen the movie, but you took the time to sit there and watch the scene and learn the lines and stuff, and I feel like we reciprocated the product, like the movie, like just I feel like it
Mhm.
was like top notch with the equipment and the resources that we had. I feel like we did an amazing job, for the results that we got and the traction that it did.
For me, it was like my first time doing a skit.
Mm,
So, and it made me feel like cool because people that I follow, like usually, like they're doing skits, and that I look to as like creative blueprints. Like they do skits, and I had never, I guess, been around people with like the same creative drive.
mhm.
So it was really nice to feel
Isn't
like
that a
I was.
comforting feeling though? Like when you find somebody that really is down to like, refilm a movie scene or like do this, and it's like whoa, like people really trying to chase this for real. So it's dope. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, and just feeling like a sense of community, because like where we're from, and just speaking for myself, like I don't know a lot of people that have like creative goals. Like everything is
Mhm.
just kind of like
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna just
know.
get my job, do what I do, mind my business, which is nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm not saying that nobody's wrong for being content with that lifestyle, but I just want more. And I see different ways and different talents and skills that me and my associates and friends have that can get us some, make our pockets skyrocket for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Y'all are very patient with me, with learning stuff and taking directions, even allowing me some opportunity to give direction on some thoughts that I had. So it was very welcoming and it was a great first experience for doing
And
something
while we
like
on that, it's
that.
important to point that out. Like everybody's not a weirdo that's out here trying to do that stuff. And I know like sometimes people can put in awkward positions when people reach out to collaborate and stuff, but we not on none of that funny stuff. You feel me? Like we out here trying to really, make some good quality content, reenactments, videos, reels, whatever you may want to call it, shorts. We just trying to, keep everybody on the same page and make sure everybody's comfortable, and we want everyone to get their just due of if you put your due diligence in, we want you to get the just due of attention and whatever rewards come from it. It's not coming from a sense of malice or nothing like that with us. It's particularly with me or anybody that I work with. And I like to think that they keep that same sense of integrity when they move. So yeah, I just want to
Yeah,
throw that out there.
absolutely. For me, one of the takeaways is that we have the ability to create our own
Bring
opportunities.
that energy. Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of the times, like in the past, I would have thought to do something like that, I had to be like on an official set or like have to reach out to like Tyler Perry or somebody like that, but we have the ability to create, the things that we envision or even reenactments or original content. Like we have the ability to do that on your own, just like with this interview. Like
Right.
um, yeah, one of the people that was kind of like my interview inspo is like Tyra Banks. She had a TV show, and I
Hmm.
would always just watch and be like, "Oh, I wish I could, go to New York and you know, had try to, get a job doing that." And then sometimes, the requirements for that are not something that align with what I have going on. But at the end of the day, I have a computer, I have a phone, I have ideas. Most importantly, so just finding a way on my own to kind of bring those creative projects that I want to do to life was really one of the biggest takeaways that I got from working with you all. And shout out to Gita Kid Thomas for
Oh
reaching
yeah,
out to me
boy.
for doing that because that really kind of like planted a seed into being more productive creatively.
Yeah, for sure. I want to piggyback off what you said too with a question I actually have for you. Um,
Okay.
like, could you tell me, like, I guess about your background and how you actually got started with your type of style of content? Because in a sense, our content was different before we started collaborating. In a
Mm-hmm.
sense, if you ask me, because with your style of your podcasts and your shows and things of that nature, it's like I don't do that. Like, I'm behind the camera, I'm trying to make somebody laugh or make somebody cry or whatever have you, whereas you're entertaining people, you're keeping them locked in, you're updating them with, keeping them updated on current events, like whatever's going on, whether it be hip hop news, something trending, anything like that. So how do you first find like the inspiration to want to do that, and then get to this point of like the production that you come out with?
Okay. Wow. First of all, I never really
I know
thought
that's a
about
loaded question. My bad.
No, no, it's not that. It's just I never really thought about me being like entertaining for someone or keeping someone updated. I just never really thought about it. In
Mm,
my head, for as Tiffany Ave takes, um, I watch a lot of podcasts. I see a lot of posts. And I guess how it really came about is the comment section.
mm,
So being on blogs and stuff and going through reading the comments, like I want to give my take on what the situation is, but sometimes I found that my comment would be too long or it felt like it was too long to be a
mm,
comment in somebody's section. Like anybody gonna read all this? And
mm,
a lot of times I found that people comments repeated themselves. Like it would be people in the comments just saying the same thing over and over. And I get like depending on what the post is about, it makes sense. But a lot of times it didn't. And I'm like, why is everybody saying the same thing under these comments? I was like, if I put mine in here and it's like 3,000 comments, it's probably gonna get lost. Nobody's gonna pay attention to it. So I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just make it a video. And that was really like the start of me doing that. And then I just wanted to find like a catchy name for it. um and I watch Joe Budden podcast a lot, and a lot of times he'll say like, well, what's your take on this, what's your take on this? And that's kind of where like the take part came from.
I
I
got
thought
you.
it'd sound catchy with like the Tiffany part.
No, it definitely like it works for sure. Like that's your
Thank
own
you.
little catchphrase. There you go.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And really when I see stories that I just connect with, like it could be random sometimes. It's
You be
I have
putting me
a
on some stuff. Some stuff I see, I be like, what? Like, what? When did this happen?
I really have like a attraction to plain stories for some reason. I don't know
Mhm.
why, but like if
You like
something's
flying?
happening, it's like love hate. I
See, I
kind of
like
do.
flying and I like skydiving. I'm a little, yeah, I'm a little crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
been
I don't know.
skydiving twice though.
It's like I like to do it, but it scares me, and I feel like that's the only thing in life that I feel that way about. So whenever I see a story about like flights or people and situations, like I just have to talk about it because I don't know.
See,
Music, Beyonce, huge inspiration.
speaking of Beyonce,
Um,
she's in the city tonight. Shout out to her. Shout
yes, yes. Um, and like she was one of
out
the
to my boy Snoop
inspos.
and Wiz too. They were here last night and put on an amazing show, by the way.
Yeah, she was like a huge inspiration to me just to kind of like think outside of the box, create your own rules for is what you want to do, because there's always like a standard in media and entertainment. But if you are really talented and true to what you do, it doesn't have to necessarily fit in. Like the audience will come to you. So she kind of like is my example of that. And I think I answered your question.
No, you did. No, for
Okay.
yep. So yeah, now we can, I guess, go back to poetic justice. We didn't get a chance to
Hmm.
talk about that.
You go first.
Okay, okay. For me, that movie, I've seen it like a lot. I mean, a lot. But it was fun. It was fun. It was. But I'm just so
Hmm.
eager to do more scenes from it. I think is what
Hmm.
I'm doing. That whole how it played out, like when we were filming it, this was at the time where we were both still kind of new to filming, like original stuff and whatnot. But I was so intrigued and impressed with like the product that came out. Like I sat and
Hmm.
watched it damn near that whole night over and over. I was like, yo, Tiffany did her thing with this. Cause like you edited and shot that. Well, Chaz helped shoot it, but of course you did all of the editing, and took care of all the effects and stuff. And it just came out so dope. And I was like, we looking like Tupac and Janet for real up in there. You feel me? But yeah, but yeah, I'm definitely eager to do more scenes, especially the mailroom one. I mean, not the mailroom one, but salon one.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
I
know we had
think
been talking about doing that.
it was interesting to see like, oh well, let's shoot it from this side, see how it goes. Oh well, let's have the camera a little bit this, and then like
Mhm,
different elements of life was happening because like the sun was setting, and then we had to get a different shot, and
mhm.
then like it was almost about to rain, and
Trying to
then
maintain the continuity was crazy, but we ended up pulling it together. So yeah,
yes,
we
and doing in a vehicle like it's moving.
with somebody walking. Oh my God, listen.
Yeah, that
But it's
that was
amazing what
like.
we come out with our lack of resources. So, like, I'm
Mhm.
always impressed and proud of what we put out every time. Like anybody I've worked with or anything like that. So, yeah. Oh, and shout out to Chaz too. It's at Spiff 2121.
Yes.
That's his idea. Yeah. So yeah. Shout out to them.
You kind of talked about this in the beginning, but can you tell me a little bit about your goals as a creator? Like, what would your dream situation be?
Um, goals as far as a creator, if the type of content I produce could potentially lead to like some type of marketing deal with a lot of the brands and the clothing that I wear in my videos or a lot of the products that I use, that would be dope.
Mhm.
Making my face be the face of some, liquid death, for example, some great
Mhm.
water. Cookies, shout out to Burner. I wear a lot of those clothes. Um, yeah, but that would be like the ultimate goal as far as that, any type of revenue I could gain from it. But on a personal tip, I just really see it as a gateway to make access into, my acting career and, launching that and just picking up different really just different opportunities with television, film, shoot, web series, anything, you know what I'm saying? Like anywhere I can, get my fit in pretty much at this point. Um it's like I still got
Yeah.
a dream. So it's like I can empathize, but at the same time, it's like I'm not at the level that the stars and all of that are at yet. So I still gotta aspire to get where I want to be and
Right.
see what it feels like to actually get paid to be in a production and stuff like that. So yeah.
What would be your dream role as an actor?
Um Being in the Bone Thug story or the Snoop Dogg story.
Biopic.
A biopic, yeah. I
Okay.
can
I
play
don't think I've ever heard that answer before.
I can play, I probably see myself playing Crazy Bone or Flesh and Bone, just as off of the looks and stuff like that. Definitely could play Snoop for sure. That's the OG, the big homie. Um, yeah, like, yeah, biopic though. I would definitely, that would be like my dream role for me. Um, Outside of that, um, I wouldn't mind doing a biopic based on like a group or something, like a different type of group, like R&B or something like that. Something fun,
Mhm.
something more mellow. Something like that. But outside of that, I can see myself being an action film star. Just
I would like that
I'm
too,
up. Yeah,
honestly.
I'm up for the challenge. Honestly.
In my head, I feel like what I would like to do is something like commercials,
Mm,
like whatever the equivalent is of like Flow from like Progressive, or back in the day, it used to be a T-Mobile commercial, and a girl she used to be like a, I don't know what it's called, like a secret agent or something, and she had to go through like pink lasers to get to the phone.
uh-huh.
Like if like I would love to do something like that.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Probably pick up
but
a makeup line or something like that. Anything, you never know. Something, yeah, for real. Oh yeah, I actually
okay.
want to get into creating hair content too for men. 'Cause,
Oh.
yeah, I'm actually trying to, I guess, develop a way to do that. Whether I'm gonna have a specific stylist that I like make the videos with, or because everybody not comfortable with getting on camera, doing
Yeah,
everything. So, but I also want to use it as an opportunity for them to get their work out there because it's like, it's a win-win for both of us. You get the
that's a great
clientele,
idea.
and I'm tutoring people on how to take care of their hair, which, because me personally, I'm lazy when it comes to my hair. Like I pay for everything, even though I'm capable of doing it, but it's just,
Yeah.
it's a self-care type of thing to me. So I also see it as an opportunity to create content. So that's something I do want to break into doing. Like if I wanted to say it's a field that I'm not doing at all that I want to do, that's it.
For me, for as collaborations go, ultimate collaboration, Beyonce. Okay,
For
like in my
sure.
head, I feel like I don't. At one point, they said Ivy Park was no longer a thing, but like she has like these ad campaigns, like each
Right.
drop for each season. Like I would just love to be a part of that. Like, and then for me, I want to get to the point, like how you said, being able to be financially stable from content creating, like just determining what I want to do. And I want to be able so that when I create something, like it can um, come out officially, I guess,
For sure.
or either collaborate with other more creators and network and that type of thing. But the sometimes the thing is for me, like sometimes I come off a bit shy. and that doesn't really work that well when it comes to content creating, like with actual networking, because you have to
I
be able
feel
to
you.
like, hey, I'm so and so, I do so and so, hey,
Right.
da da da, I'd love to have you in that. And I'm just like,
Yeah, because me, I'm extremely introverted. Like I don't, I don't like to go out too much. I don't, I stick to my routine for the most part. So
yeah,
content thing, like I'm a people person when it calls for it. It's like I know that you can't go through life without networking and dealing with people. You just can't.
mm-hmm,
Whether you like doing it or not, it's to a sense. You gotta, fake it till you make it sometimes, but in a sense you kind of grow past it too. But being shy is natural because I get shy sometimes too. Like, working with beautiful women like yourself.
thank
Hey,
you.
so yeah, man, it can throw you off sometimes, even when you sometimes you can probably meet a creator and you think they all stuck up or something, for lack of a better explanation, and they end up being like the coolest person in the world. Y'all make 4 or 5 videos in 30 minutes, so it's just it's a it's a world to navigate, and
Okay,
how you go about
so
it.
say for instance, I am someone that you didn't know,
Mhm.
and you wanted to like collaborate, make a video, because I never thought about meeting someone and doing a like kind of a video like in the moment, like right there. I never even that thought never even crossed my mind.
Mhm.
So do you have an idea of like how you would approach that or what you would say?
So yeah, I've been in that situation several times. A lot of the particularly with the female collaborators or content creators that I've worked with. So um even with like it's something as short as a reel, like if I'm not reaching out to a personal friend of mine or like a homegirl, like it'll be someone that I don't necessarily know, but they
Mm-hmm.
create content. A friend of mine may know them. We
Mm-hmm.
end up meeting for the first time, and it's kind of for me. I just kind of introduce myself, like, "Hey, I'm T Burna, woo woo woo. This is what I do." My homie thought you'd be a good somebody good for me to collaborate with. For this type of video. This is what I'm trying to do. And I'll either explain it or show them what I'm trying to recreate. And if you with it,
Mm-hmm.
cool. If not, hey, if there's anything I can help you with, and you just not down for that, let me know. But if you're not with it, then it's just a video. Shit, we good. It'll happen. But
Yeah,
that's
that was
particularly how I
great.
go. Yeah, that's particularly how I go about it. And if that don't work, then it's like we still cool. We can still step somewhere, do a little something. If you find like let me. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, man. I just be natural. And I be myself and just be honest.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay, I like that. Did you have any other questions for me?
I do. Uh,
Okay.
what would you say are some challenges you faced with creating content?
Um, some of them I'm still kind of facing.
Mhm.
um, one thing I struggle with is batch creating. I get so like because I created something, I'm proud of it. Let's say for instance, and this just literally just happened the other day. So,
Gotcha.
um I make like 3 videos at a time. I'm excited about this. I want to put this out. Instead of like doing a post each day, like how I plan to do in my mind, I just go ahead and upload them all. Because I want all of it to go out now. Like I don't want
Right.
to wait. So
I feel you.
I still struggle with that, but I'm it's like hit or miss. Sometimes I
In
do
the
it
area, my issue is the exact opposite. I'll make 40, 50 videos and just hold them. And like, nah, I don't want to drop
40.
this yet. I don't want to drop this yet. Or
Did you say 40?
well, the most videos I've had in my phone at a time, like with a combination of reels, reenactments, and like just miscellaneous stuff that I like post on my story, probably like 30, 35 videos, something like that. Like just sitting in my
Okay.
phone at one point. And it was just like, well, I'm not posting them because I don't think I like it yet, or I gotta add something, or I gotta come up with a tag, or I gotta come up with, a comment or, something for it, or this not funny
Mhm.
enough. I gotta redo it, just for whatever reason. They just sitting there. But yeah, my issue is the reverse.
Okay.
Too
Yeah,
critical.
that I think yours is better because I feel like you have the stuff there. You can easily like go ahead if you decide you want to change something, it's there for you to make whatever changes you want.
Mhm.
But like after for me, like after I done uploaded it, like a lot of times I re-upload content too, which
Yeah.
is I don't know why. It's just like I just do. But
And a lot of my resources practical. Like, if I got a ring light and a phone, who knows what's gonna happen? So, you know,
yeah. I just feel like once it's out there, like, okay, I done did it, now what? And
yeah,
then I just gotta go back. But I'm working on it. I think I'm gonna try to find like an app or a calendar or something to help me with it because I think life would be easier if I just
they'll hire you in a
stuck to
six.
the plan. Yeah. Um, but just the opposite of that though, something that I do like about having like just my own page channel or whatever is like new ways to display my idea. I like the sometimes I try to like recreate the image or like the background of what I'm doing, or
Mhm.
I'll try to like spruce up my caption type things.
Right.
Just thinking of new ways to recreate what I'm doing or adding on new segments like
Mhm.
with this interview and this podcast, like making that like a spinoff. Like I
Right.
just love the creating of ideas. Like that would be my dream job actually.
Mhm.
Like if I could just find
Like, basically producing
influencers.
in a sense. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
if I could
Hey,
just find influencers, give them ideas, they like my ideas, pay me for my ideas, I can be behind the scenes. I'm totally okay with being behind the scenes, but I
yeah.
do enjoy
They
just
get your
kind
camera
of
time in too, for sure. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm. Certainly enjoyed our conversation. I feel like we covered a lot. This was dope, for real. I appreciate you
Well,
having me on, for real, for real.
no problem. No problem.
Mhm.
Thank you for being a guest and taking time out of your day to talk with me and
Gotta show
every
love for the homie.
yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone be sure to subscribe to both of our or follow both of our pages, our channels. Again, thank you for being a guest and thank you for watching.